Good greetings. I am Udit Chaube, a medical student from Madhya Pradesh, India. Over the past few weeks, the entire FAIR team has given me an opportunity to revolutionize the way I process my thoughts and hence change the way I see things. It has kind of molded me into a person, a different person, a better person than I think I was when I got into this. The concept was very simple and very novel, and it did its job brilliantly in a short time. I would like to thank the entire team of FAIR which has given me this opportunity to do so. My colleagues and my partners, and of course my teammates, they did play their own stellar role. My topic pertained to shipping industry. We brainstormed for weeks and we exchanged ideas regarding the same. Initially, we talked about how stifling shipping is dangerous and affects the environment. Me and my team initially gave a resounding and a unanimous yes to the question that yes, stifling shipping is bad. Of course, the entire spectrum of discussion spanned far, far more than the title suggests, and we discussed at times and debated too on topics that seemed to be very, very disconnected from the title. And guess what happened? We found their underlying and undeniable relation, which thus gave its own fruitful insights to our knowledge and to the thought process we developed. Over the course of weeks, I developed a completely new perspective, and finally, where I stand is diametrically opposite to where I stood initially. I believe I owe this change to the of perspective to fear. And not just that, in the process, I learned how one must take a stance, a rigid stance, but at the same time must be flexible enough. They shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to change their stance if they feel it is wrong later. A lot many times this happens. Our own ego, or some may say our own self-respect, stops us from doing that. And this is what fear precisely but subtly targets. It gives you a cause to start a conflict, but mind you, this conflict only betters you. Rigidity is what makes a tree stand tall at calm times, but flexibility is what that helps it endure a storm. This is the I think this is the basic thing which I have developed in the past few weeks. I have to be rigid, but I have to be flexible too. I have to have my own stance, but I have to be considerate and very tolerant towards others. Now coming back to the topic, shipping as an industry has its own negatives. Vessels run on lower fractionated fumes. They give off fumes that smother the environment. Slowly but surely they do. Toxins released into vast oceans have started showing their effects on marine life, which once couldn't be thought of, given the vastness of the oceans. This, unfortunately, has now become a reality. Microplastics from our own waste, be it dry waste or wet waste, or discharge from the vessels that has come back, it has come back an entire circle back to our plates, finding its way through marine life. People living in coastal areas are now finding it incredibly hard to survive as the shipping industry continues to devastate the marine ecosystems that forms the major bulk of these people's life. And these negatives are just the tip of iceberg. See, the problem with us is right now that we can see only the tip of the iceberg. We are still not aware of the complete negative effects of this industry. I'll give you an example. Oil spills are a classical example of the havoc this industry rains on oceans. One spill, one spill in a decade, and at least an entire shore worth of light gets off wiped completely, and for God knows how much, how long. Possibly there are ways this industry is harming us and the planet we humans cannot now comprehend. And when we'll be able to comprehend it, I believe it will be too late to handle it by then. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, my answer was a resounding yes, that shipping grossly pollutes our planet and stifling shipping needs to be stopped at the earliest. But then, when you look at the alternatives, it becomes even more perplexing. The conventional means of transport are far too ill equipped, to support such human population our planet has right now. Air commute of transport pollutes at least 50%, 50 times more, according to some conservative estimates. The sheer volume of goods that this shipping industry transports by far dwarfs any other mean of transport. We just cannot remove it. The lives that depends on shipping and the goods involved, whether directly or indirectly, far exceed the ones which are not into it directly. Any major check or change in the shipping industry means a global decoupling of major economies, and this will do far more damage than we can calculate right now. Looking at this, I think the way ahead is very confusing. It is confusing, let's be honest here. But at the same time, there are some answers too. There are many questions than answers, and there is, I think, no easy way out of this puzzle. Then what is the way forward? I believe the answers are somehow encrypted in the questions we ask. For example, the vessels that use low grade oil, as I just mentioned before, this low grade oil is the one which causes sulfur combustion and hence a lot of pollution. These vessels can be retrofitted with better engines and combustion devices that can use better quality of fuel, and thus emissions can be reduced. Containers and tankers that somehow cause spillage can be built more safely to avoid the spills. Mostly these spills are a result of human failure rather than machines, and I think this demands better training. There's no one easy way to end this. And the bitter truth is, we as a global community cannot end it in one single click. We only have some time to mitigate the damage we have done, and the damage before this damage turns into a disaster. This disaster, if allowed to take place, it will rain death on our planet. Only if we act fast enough while being considerate, we can still contain this disaster in making. We also need to know that this is going to be a team effort. No one person, no one community, no one country, or no one continent can do it. If we all fight together and if we fight our hardest, it is only then we have a chance to win. We humans are fortunate enough to be blessed with a brain that is so well functioning than other species. If we don't use this brain to save our own planet because our survival is at stake, it is of no use to us. I believe this is a war that we are fighting against an invisible enemy which is about to get insurmountable, and the clock is ticking fast, very fast. A few more decades and the water levels will rise, the water will be polluted, the air will become unbreathable. Maybe it's only then we will realize that we cannot eat money. So I think this is the way forward. We have to be considerate. We cannot ban shipping, that is the truth. But at the same time, we have to improve the levels of quality we have right now. Be it fuel, be it emissions, be it any other thing. And that is what I believe this is the end. Signing off, ladies and gentlemen, this is Udit. Thank you.